back for a lovely hunt this evening at my very successful place, Port Mulgrave. So I was here all of 2 weeks ago where I found my ichthyosaur spine and a big ammonite on that headland over there. Busy trying to make the most of the tides. We're on a new moon tonight, so we've got really big tides, like 5+ meters. I'm down a little early, so the tide is pretty much still all the way in. But I thought it'd be better to come down that rope again before the rain and the darkness up here, because as much as I love fossils, I'm not that stupid for them. But as you see with the light fading, we'll soon be on the torch and exploring, and I'll catch you up when I find some fossils. Only gone about 20 meters from the way down. Already a handful of ammonites and a beautiful little belemnite on that rock. Massive one of these nodules with a big chunk of ammonite on that edge. But if I show you how big it is, I want to hit it. Tempted. We'll see. So I've given myself a challenge to only pick up good fossils tonight. So there's one down here. Can you see it? Right there in the middle of the shot. It's a lovely duck. Oh, and you might have seen that one as well. That's alright, although it's missing that edge. And how about the other one? Second one, or the first one I guess that I pointed out, looks really good. Not sure how well this will come out on camera, but every single one of these little glowing things that you can see reflecting, these are all little Ledlenser ammonites in the shale, actually in fact in the bedrock. So lovely to look at, but I'm going to leave them all here. So a lovely big fallen block. Unfortunately mudstone means it's all compressed, but got a big ammonite here, so this is probably a Phyloceras, maybe a Lithoceras. But it looks like a Hildoceras edge there, a section of Dax up there. So quite a nice diversity just in that one block. So the reason I'm out is because the tide's supposed to be really high. But unfortunately with really flat seas, we've just got an awful lot of sand in here. So all of the rock areas that used to be out or were out a couple of weeks ago are currently buried under sand. So the pickings are a bit slimmer in some of the sections. That being said, that big landslide I hunted last time in the dark has been very productive, so I've got at least a few nodules to be able to show you guys as we go. Nice looking little deck sitting right on the surface of this little scree slope. So have a look at that one. Ooh. Looks pretty good. A little dinged on the side, but otherwise all good. Nice. Big rock with a little ammonite up there and calcite. But I'm intrigued by this. I don't recognise this as an ammonite from the area, although I do wonder if it's actually just a chunk of phragmicon that's slowly disarticulating. Bit different. Not going to be able to take it home, it's a massive block, but just interesting to see. This is what I would term a shamer, because you pick it up and go, that's a shame. Because it's a nice looking ammonite otherwise, but been exposed to the sea and the elements just a bit too long, so it'll stay here. Talking about shamers, that one there just sat on the surface. It's a negative. Where's your positive? So I know you can't really see the cliffs from the camera, they're just up there. They are incredibly active, and it's kind of terrifying actually, because you can't see it, you can just hear them. And a big section of cliff came down back towards port. So keeping well away from them, because in the night you don't have any indication, you just hear the noise, and it is scary as hell. This is a large section of ammonite. You can just about see the ridges on it. It's something that gets talked about a fair bit, is to keep an eye out for big chunks of ammonite and look in the sides of the chambers, because sometimes little ammonites get washed in, and it looks like on this edge you might just about see them just here. There looks to be a bunch of little ones in it, so I might just give this big ammonite whorl a tap later and see if any of this is actually preserved alright. I just picked up this nodule thinking, looks like the perfect shape, perfect colour. I'll pick it up, give it a tap, turn it over. Ammonite already on the surface. Oh, a lovely little one at that. This is an absolute stonker of a belemnite phragmocone. So pretty much you can see the top all the way, sorry, onto the right side of the screen. There where the shadow is. all the way to pretty much the end of it. Lovely. I might be horrifically mistaken, but that looks an awful lot like a theropod footprint. It's got 3 toes. It's in the sandstones. I think it might be a dinosaur footprint. Now that was a surprise. Just picked up this piece of wood. I wasn't sure what it was, that's why I was double checking. But what's fun when you turn them over, sometimes you get things like this. So there's a bunch of ammonites that are preserved up against this piece of wood, and presumably when the wood hit the ground, hit the bottom, all the ammonites washed up against it and got buried that way. I've got a big chunk of it at home, which is really lovely. I'm going to figure out how to prep it actually. But yeah, always fun to see. I've just finished, I think, collecting at the beach where I found my big Hildoceras last time. I mean, that I spent far too long looking at, trying to figure out if it could be anything else, and it has to be a dinosaur footprint. It has to be a theropod footprint. There's no other trace fossil that would be, and that's beautiful. So having to carry that back because I'm at the furthest part of my walk again when I find the big thing. I'm going to split a lot of these. You will not see all of the splits, just the good ones hopefully. So bear with me as I start splitting those, and also the ones that are in my bag. There's going to be about 30-40 ammonites. So hopefully we get some good ones. It's a pretty good split to start. It's looking pretty nice. Might just have to leave that as is. Oh, it's a beauty. Oh, it's a beauty. That's a stunner. Absolute stunner. Woo-wee. Beautiful. It's not bad, just a little bit on the edges to remove, but it looks beautiful, the colour. Ah, that's popped a treat too. Beautiful. Yeah, that's a nice one too. That'll prep in the middle cleanly. Some nice plants that you don't normally see in the marine beds. So another set on there. These ones here, preserving what looks like a sulfate-rich yellow bit. So I don't know what this is, but it is pretty, real pretty plants. Apologies, no outro today. Watch for the next video to see the finds.